Dr. Nancy Kinney is here with us for the few minutes we have remaining to help us make sense of everything we've been talking. I hope you've been paying attention because I'm not sure I could take it all in. But we're from University of Missouri St. Louis, I should say. I'll just open it to you real quickly. What stands out? Things are changing, tools are changing, a lot is changing. We've heard the perfect storm mentioned more than once in terms of the negative impact of our economy and other things. What piqued your interest so far tonight?
Well, you're right. It's been a huge topic for us to try to tackle in this 1 hour period. And maybe it's because I'm a person who studies these things all the time. I'm thinking this is a lot of ground to cover. It's complicated, and part of the reason it's complicated is because this is so embedded in our society. Mm-hmm. This is so much about what we are as Americans, that we want to do things, and we want to do them in a creative and entrepreneurial sort of way. And while giving is something which is very much part and parcel of what Americans see and value very much, we like to try new things. We like to diversify and take some new approaches. So that was one of the things I was really picking up on, is that all these terms thrown around, social impact bonds and donor-advised funds.
Very dynamic landscape.
Very dynamic.
Are you worried about the fiscal cliff? Are you worried about the changes that could be coming? Or?
Yes, I am. I'm more concerned about the cuts to federal spending than I am any possibility that the charitable deduction will be
more of a burden on the nonprofit?
That's right. I think that whole idea is, if I could predict what would happen, that would be a non-starter. I just don't think that legislators are going to allow things like charitable donations to not be tax deductible. I think that's too risky an area for policymakers to get involved in, because nonprofits mobilize people, get them excited and mobilized and energized about issues. So I'd be surprised if that was actually something which would happen. But cuts across the board to organizations. I did some research as well as everyone else has had some great information tonight, but that about 33,000 human service organizations across the country have contracts with the government.
These are nonprofits.
These are nonprofits
that benefit from philanthropy, depend on philanthropy, but they also do work.
But for a large percentage, they rely upon government funding for the work they do. In fact, over half. The nonprofit sector, especially in the social service area, is highly reliant on government funding for what they do. And while they work very hard to get the funds from private individuals, we saw that they're a big component of charitable giving, they rely on government funding. And if that is slashed, if that's cut dramatically, then this will be very, very difficult. As you can see, it's not something for the faint of heart to try to raise money for charitable causes.
At a time when the need is going up as well.
That's great.
So, okay, I offered a magic wand to a couple of our other guests. I'd like to offer you one as well now, too. What would you like to see happen?
Well, I think some of the suggestions are really good ones. I think nonprofits need to find new and different ways to tell their stories more effectively. I think there's been a lot of strides taken as far as what can be done to make sure that when people give their donation to a nonprofit, it's being used wisely. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, people give for a lot of reasons, and they give for emotional reasons. They give because they really care about trying to make a difference. They may not give to the most efficient organization, but they feel confident that it'll make some difference for an individual. So not to get too fixated on some of those kinds of issues. But